Hi everyone, Keith Arkberg Farms. It is now the week of St. Patrick's Day, which means on our farm it is time to plant onions. I've already started out here behind me. I'm going to walk you through the process, what we order, how we set up the fertility, how we set this stuff down, and start actually planting and show you the technique for that as well. So let me show you. Now, the first part of planting onions is getting your transplants. We actually purchase in whole individual onion starts here. So these come in bundles of what's supposed to be like 50. I think they give like 60 or 70 because I've got a lot left over already, but hey, that's besides the point. They are essentially little onion plants ready to go in the ground. They're very nice looking. We are across the central portion, north to south of the US, northeast Kansas. So we do all intermediate day onions here. Very important to get the type for your environment. If you're further down south, you want the short day. Further up north, you want the long day. We're intermediate here in the middle. So that's first step. And you want to order these early. You might still be able to get them from them, but you can always find them at a local garden center. They always have these in stock. They're rubber band bundles. 48 to 50, which there's more than that in there apparently, but that's the first step. Get your order in, get it going. Next step, we have to work on bed prep. Now, initially, I used landscape fabric to plant all my onions in. Used 4 rows wide with a pattern that was 6 inches in between each plant, all the way down. Worked great. They don't quite size up as good when you put them on 4 row as compared to 3 row, just simply because it gives them a little bit more room to grow. Now, the one thing I always get with growing them in landscape fabric is, how do you harvest them? It's pretty simple. You just take the staples out of your landscape fabric come harvest time, and you pull the stuff off the top. It comes right over the tops of them. And pull them out, no problem. Now, I have since switched over to using plastic mulch because I have created this Frankenstein of a machine onto the back of my tractor to lay down this plastic mulch in basically one pass. First step, come in, drop our fertility down, 200 pound an acre equivalent, which I'm working on a mini course for Growers Blueprint about that right now to get the converter over there, get a little bit more information with it, make it something really cool to check out. We drop that down, then we come through and basically, here's a video of it. There's no audio on it, but you'll see very quickly. It tills, shapes, rolls, lays the plastic down all in one swoop. So the piece on the back was originally a BCS plastic mulch layer. I've since modified it. I cut it off, hooked it to my Wonder Bar, and then actually lengthened it about 6 inches because the problem was it'd clear the dirt out, make the furrow, put the plastic in with the wheels, and then it wouldn't get enough pushed back onto it because stuff get caught in between the actual roller and the wheel, or the back cover. It's a disc now. So I lengthened it. That made it perfect. Ran that for a couple years, and then last summer I was like, you know what? This is stupid. I bet you I can do it all in one. Which I took it, hooked it to some bars, connected it to the back of the tiller with the roller in between. Works like a dream. So after we do that, we start actually prepping into the fresh plastic behind me. For actually making the holes into plastic, you've seen this before. This is my roller dibbler. Actually, Two Bad Cats used to manufacture these. They are great tools because they're adjustable, they're big. I had to add some weights on the side to make it a little heavier to actually push down in the soil, but they've since retired. So they are not available anymore. I've been thinking about a way to actually make these wheels on a 3D printer and make a do-it-yourself home, basically, yoke like this is right here to put together. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do that, because if people would like me to do that, I can easily print these out. I've got some ideas. It'll be much smaller though, because you can only get 8 inches around on a 3D printer. These are 12 inches with the spikes on them. But either way, I've got these set up. 3 different rows. We're running those at 8 inches. So I've got the spikes set at 8 inches. 6 just seemed to be a little tight for me. And I'm also not worried about space this year because I'm only growing about 2/3 the onions I did last year, because towards the end of the season, we still had a bunch left. I don't want to have extra. I don't want to have waste. So doing that this way this year, and the process is pretty simple. We start up, we line up back far enough because we're going to have head fabric on here with our drip irrigation. Set it in place. And then we just kind of watch the two sides as we go. Kind of keep it in the middle and pull it down. I don't have to worry about penetrating my drip irrigation this year because I did something very smart. I set it in between the roller this year instead of in the center, so I do not have to worry about hitting it. We're going to continue this down the bed, get our holes punched, and it puts a nice little dibble down below it to drop our onion starts in. So now it's time to start planting. Have your onion starts in a bin, ready to go. So you can easily come in, grab yourself a handful, straddle over your bed, market garden style, and then you start to grab them one at a time, very carefully, plug it in the hole, and give it a little push into the ground. It is literally as simple as that. I mean, there ain't too much to it. Grab, hold, keep your hands close together, rest your elbow on your knee, and it kind of just holds you in place. So you just work your way down the bed, filling this thing up. I will tell you, my 90-foot bed's about 30 minutes to plant out a whole entire bed. I've actually come to what I call a better way of doing this, which is what I call the pack saver method. Got my little telescoping stool set nice and close to the ground, bin in front of me, same exact process, except now I'm not bending down every time. I'm having to rotate around a little bit, and yes, it is a hair slower, but this time of the season I'm not in a super big hurry to begin with. I'm just trying to get things in the ground, sit out here, listen to the birds, get the market garden going. Which takes me to the next most common question I get about planting onions is, number one, how much do you water them? Me, I will water these in really good to where I get the whole entire bed saturated, because it still is just a little dry underneath this plastic from the original prep. After that, I will come back in about 2 weeks, maybe 3. Once they have really established, give them another good watering if we haven't gotten a lot of rain in that time period, because the rain will not only flow down these holes, but it'll soak in from the sides up underneath the plastic. After that, I'm usually looking once a month, maybe, just enough to get the bed soaked back in. I find onions to be very tolerable to not necessarily drought, but they seem to find water when they need it. So it's never a real big worry. Because I've got the plastic mulch down, I don't have to weed them. Now, these pathways that are dirt, I do have sheets of 3-foot wide landscape fabric that I lay down these and place row bags on them to weigh them down to keep them blowing away. But then it makes it really easy to pull up. The plastic pulls back up at the end of the year, super easy anyways. So it makes the tear down really easy. The third and final question I get about my onion growing process here is, so how do you fertilize them after the underneath plastic? Well, that is very, very simple. I don't. That's all there is to it. I put all my fertility in when I originally made these beds and prep them. So they will have all of the fertility they need for the season. Again, it's a 200 pound per acre nitrogen equivalent I put down with my 855. I have my drop spreader calibrated to do 100 pound per acre equivalent, so I make 2 passes before I plant. Easy as that. And that's where the soil amendment calculator and drop seeder calibrator mini course, I am transitioning from the Market Garden Farm School over to the Arkenberg farm site to the new Growers Blueprint as a mini course. Should have that up hopefully in a week or 2. So go over there, check it out. If it's not there and you're watching this video at a later time, it will be there. So don't forget to check that out. It makes your life so much easier having things standardized on your farm to where you can just go, repeat, and not have to worry about all the little stuff. So we've been walking through this season, is starting from beginning through the season of how I prep things out on the farm to make it to where my life is easy. So as always, hope you all liked what you saw today. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, push the little notification button, go check out thegrowersblueprint.com, and as always, keep farming. Have a good day.